Hello, welcome back. We are going to carry on talking about the 12 universal laws that all feed into the law of attraction this week. Now, we covered the first three in last week's episode, so if you want to go back and start those first. I can link that video below for you, but if not, let's carry on and we'll cover the next three. So, law number 4, and a lot of spiritual or manifesting teachers will actually miss this one out, funnily enough. And for me, this is actually a huge part of manifesting anything. And I talk about this a lot because back in the day, when I was learning this stuff and when I was getting into law of attraction from watching The Secret, this for me is the missing piece. This is the piece that I don't think was talked about enough and that nobody really explained enough, and that is the law of action. Law number 4, the law of action. And as I say, for me, this is the bit that gets missed. If you want to manifest anything, they say that the steps, the easy steps, if you like, are think about it, think about what it is that you really want, get massively clear on what you want, align your vibration to it, the law of vibration, we talked about that, reflect your repeating patterns, your thoughts, your inner world to your outer world, we talked about that last week as well, and then you have to take the inspired action. And people would say, but what's the inspired, like what action am I meant to be taking? Like what am I meant to be doing? And I did a whole video on this many moons ago, which I will also link in here for you, because I think it's really important that you get this bit right. You have to take inspired action, because the action part is the part where you do your bit, right? You can align, you can tell the universe what it is that you want. You can then do all the high vibe things to up level your energy and get yourself in the state of alignment and allowing for it to happen. You can, your internal world can be a reflection of your outer world, all of those things that we've already talked about. But if you do not take the action, if you do not follow your intuition, if you do not follow the breadcrumbs, if you do not see what the universe is putting into your path, to make you act, if you don't take those action and you miss those steps, then you will go off path. So the law of action is that we have to look for those clues that are being dropped in our way. We have to get out of resistance. We have to do the thing. If we ignore the action, we could just create more resistance, and that blocks us from getting it as well. So the law of action basically just states that we must take physical action in order to create the physical manifestation of the thing that we want, whatever that looks like for you. And I've kind of given the example before of, you want a new car. So you get specific in your mind of the car that you want. You visualize yourself driving it, you get high vibe, you kind of go, yep, I can do this, I want that car, I'm specific about the kind that I want, I know I want that color, I know it's that make, I know it's that I want. And then you start to align your thoughts to it by visualizing yourself driving it and all of those things. You then start to see those cars all around the place, because that's your reticular activating system at work, showing you what it is that you're thinking about. Your physical action would be to go and test drive that particular car. Do your research about the car. Where can you buy one? How much are they? Where can you go and test drive it? Get behind the wheel of it. See yourself. Feel the steering wheel in your hands. Actually do some research, and that is the action. So you can visualize, you can meditate, you can dream, you can morning chant, all that you want, but if you don't see the signs that are being dropped in your path by the universe and take the specific action, you will never, well, you might, but it's going to take you a very long time. Your manifesting will be a longer, much longer journey. And inspired action trumps visualizing and meditation. Inspired action trumps random action each and every day. You know, if you can pay attention to the nudges from the universe and from your intuition about what is your next step, what is your next step? This is a question I ask my guides daily. What is my next best step? If I'm looking to do something, I will sit and I will get quiet and I will say, what is my next best step? And then the action part is I have to consciously look for the answers, be aware of the signs that they are then giving me for my next best step. That is the action, and that is the law of action at play, at work, and that's what you need to get into, the action of doing when you want to manifest. And then you've got law number 5, which is the law of cause and effect. The law of cause and effect basically says what you sow, you reap. What you reap, you sow. So whatever you plant into the ground, be it good or bad, doesn't actually matter, because whatever it is that you're planting, you are going to get back. You are going to sow that harvest. So if you're constantly planting bad thoughts, bad feelings, low vibration, fear and sadness, you are planting that into your soil, and that is the harvest that you are going to reap with the law of cause and effect. So if you spend all of your days judging people, going around being sarcastic, like gossiping, talking about all the reasons why that person does this and I don't, and she does that, and that is what you are going to get back into your life, because the law of cause and effect is like a mirror, right? What you put out, you are going to get back. And most of these laws, can you see how they're all so similar? The law of cause and effect is actually no different. So with this one, I want you to start thinking, what seeds are you planting into your ground? What are you thinking about constantly? What are you talking about constantly? What are you saying to people constantly? What are you saying to yourself constantly? Because whatever that is what you are going to get back with the law of cause and effect. So for example, if you want to be loved, then love people. If you want to receive abundance, if you want to have massive abundance in your life, then give generously to causes that you believe in. Or just an example in my life where I used the law of cause and effect is I obviously we've just been through COVID and we've had lockdowns and we've had isolation periods, and I had it first out of all of my friends group, and it wasn't nice, and I was feeling pretty rotten, and I knew that that was not a nice place to be. And so when some of my friends then also had to isolate because of it, I took them all care packages. I bought things and I dropped off things on their doorstep just to make them feel better, just because I wanted to. And the next week I received flowers randomly from nowhere, just out of the blue. One of my friends dropped a bouquet of flowers on my doorstep, and that is the law of cause and effect. So I was putting out being kind, being giving, like looking after people and actually wanting to make them feel better. And my friends, totally unbeknownst to myself, one of them decided that she just wanted to buy me flowers because I was reaping what I sowed. That is the law of cause and effect. And I think with this one as well, awareness is key. And I think that's where it comes back to mindfulness. And I do talk about being mindful all the time. When you are aware of your thoughts, when you're aware of what you are emitting and what you're thinking and what you're saying, if it's gossip, and you become aware that you do that, you can stop yourself. So you can stop your thought mid-thought and you can choose again. And I think that's absolutely key to using the law of cause and effect, because once you get a check on your thoughts and once you get a check on what it is that you're sowing, or you are going to reap the rewards of those better thoughts, those more mindful actions, and just staying in a more high vibe, law of vibration, a high vibe place, which then feeds into everybody because of the law of oneness, which we talked about last week. So yeah, that is the law of cause and effect. And then from there, we get into the law of attraction finally. This is the one that we all know about. This is the one that has become popularized all over the world because of books like The Secret, and because manifesting teachers talk about the law of attraction all the time. It's just a piece of the puzzle. It's not the whole piece. It's not everything. All of these laws feed in together, which is why I felt this was really, really important. But the law of attraction basically is that like attracts like, that what we put out we get back, and it's very similar to the law of cause and effect in a way, because the universe doesn't care what you're putting out into the world. The universe doesn't care if it's good, if it's bad, if it's ugly, if it's nice, if it's whatever it is. The universe does not care. It will just give you more of what it is that you're putting out there. So if you with the premise of like attracts like, you have to put out good thoughts, you have to put out good feelings, you have to put out kindness, you have to put out joy, you have to put out bliss, you have to put out happiness to get all of that back. And that is basically the law of attraction, and that's what we talk about. But when you just look at that, you miss the law of oneness, you miss the law of vibration, you miss the law of cause and effect, you miss the law of correspondence, you miss the law of action, you miss all of these other laws that come around it and encapsulate it and actually all form a part of like attracting like. Because when you can stay in these high vibe states and work with your energy and get in a better vibration and impact the planet and impact the people around you and stop putting out negativity and take the inspired action, the like attracts like bit, the law of attraction, actually becomes so much easier because you're already doing the things, you're following the nudges, you're working with your intuition, you're being kind, you're not gossiping, you are not getting stuck in negativity, you're not putting out bad feelings. And so actually then attracting what you're putting out becomes the easier part, because you're already emitting such a good high vibe, collective oneness, nice, blissful, happy energy. And it's not, I know you can't be in that state all the time, and you know what, that's okay. Nobody expects you to be in these amazing states and these amazing sort of laws all the time, because that's actually impossible when you're a human being with feelings and emotions and tripwires coming into your world all the time, sending you tests, trying to knock you off track. It's normal. It's normal to have periods when you are low and when you are down and when you're not doing this stuff. But if use the 80-20 rule. This is what I use with diet. I use the 80-20 rule all the time. If 80% of the time I am eating healthily, for 20% of the time I can eat all the cake that I like. And it's the same for me with working within these laws and working within the law of attraction. If for 80% of the time I'm staying happy and I'm putting out good thoughts and I'm being kind and I'm attracting and vibrating on the aligned levels of what it is that I want, for 20% of the time it's actually okay to be the human, to be the soul in the human body and actually feel the feelings that being a human being with emotion brings you. And also what I've said before is, when working with the law of attraction, if you feel down, if you feel like it's all getting too much, if you feel like you're hitting rock bottom, that is normally when the breakthrough is coming. Because if you can notice times the law of cause and effect, again, being aware, noticing that you are getting pulled into something that's not as nice, and you can stay the course and stay through it and actually just let it be and ride the wave and feel it, but just let it go again, let it ride out, that is normally when you get the breakthroughs. So those are the three that I'm going to talk about this episode, and next week I'm going to be back with three more Yeah, I hope this is actually being really useful for you. I hope you're enjoying these explanations. And like I said last week, I will link the blog posts that I'm writing down below as well. And I might even do, I was thinking I might even do a PDF, like a handout for you. So you've got all this information if you want to actually refer back to it at any point. You know, save it on your phone, save it on your computer, print it out if you're old school, but have it so that you can kind of familiarize yourself with these a little bit more and actually realize that the law of attraction, as I say, is only one puzzle piece. And if you can get to grips with all of the other laws around that, then it just makes attracting and aligning and manifesting and living this life that you want so much easier. So yeah, that's it for this one, and I'll be back with the next 3 next time. So I'll see you then. Bye.